Regal Movie Masters. Unlimited.
This is the Regal Movie Masters Unlimited podcast, where we indiscriminately watch every goddamn movie that comes out at the local theater. Your movie masters today are Justine.
Hi.
Brent.
Hello.
Dylan.
What's up?
And myself. I am Colin. We got 3 movies on the docket today. We're looking at Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mutant Mayhem. We're looking at the Meg 2, the Trench. And we're looking at Theater Camp. No colon, just...
I didn't know the Meg had a subtitle.
It's Meg 2, the Trench. It's claimed to be based off a novel called The Trench.
Yeah.
But I don't know if how that is tied in with the original Meg lore.
Oh, true.
I do.
Okay,
But
we'll get to that.
But no.
in time. As always, all of these reviews that we're going to talk up, it's all spoilers all the time, baby. So if you don't approve of that sort of thing, I just
Skip this one.
yeah, no, you watch the fucking movie and then come back to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pause.
Yeah, and then watch 3 whole movies
In the theater.
in the theater. They're only on the theater right now, and then come back.
We'll be here.
Emails, electronic mail. We have it. We're not afraid to use it. It's moviemasters760@gmail.com. So if you have any questions, comments, clapbacks, anything of that nature, you can hit the moviemasters760@gmail.com. Speaking of clapbacks, we have a follow-up. Aaron McQueen, who gives his consent to use his name, BT Dubs. We always default to anonymous, so you can say any horrible shit you want to us, and we won't say your name unless you say consent. And we have consent from Aaron McQueen to use his name. We had the hot snack chat, and he's replying with his snack. And I want you to close your eyes,
All right.
and allow the Lovecraftian horror of Aaron McQueen's, what he refers to. He said he goes to the movie more now. He's got the AMC pass, rival gang. So watch yourself on our turf.
AMC Stubbs. He's a stubber.
He's a stubber. He's East Coast. It's fine.
Yeah.
He says he doesn't find himself going enough to get tired of his default combo of popcorn, pretzel bites, Sour Patch Kids, and Sprite.
Pretzel bites is out there.
Yeah, that's a lot of calories, I think.
Wait, what is it though?
So he's going double on salt.
It's just like little tiny pretzels.
There's nothing in him.
No, you just dip in cheese. I'm sure that's what he's doing anyway.
Oh, they're like soft pretzels.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but see, so he's doing popcorn and that. So like double the salt.
Different mouth feel.
And then, okay, Sour Patch Kids is like double the sugar because they put extra sugar on it. So he's like just doubling up.
Was there a soda in there?
Yeah, the Sprite.
Sprite.
That's what's...
Right.
The Sprite is the most disturbing part.
Nah, just like throw some Sour Patch Kids in the Sprite.
Yeah, and then eat the Sour Patch Kids at the end.
I feel like
Oh God,
Boba.
I'm saying
Boba Sour Patch.
pick 2. Pick 2 out of those 4, and you're fine. 4 out of 4 is a full deck of crazy cards.
Respect, Aaron.
He says he's expanding. This is the problem of when it's what they call a gateway drug, because you start getting into this hedonistic lifestyle.
Yes.
So now he's talking about he's experimenting with chicken tenders. Girl's friend is bringing fucking McDonald's into the theater.
They're
Sneaking.
bringing fast food
This
in.
is fucking AMC trash right here. Keep that shit over there. Don't bring that to our
Burritos
illustrious
It's not
only.
very regal,
Yeah,
is
you
it?
sneak in burrito. That's
Burritos
fine.
only.
That's fun. Yeah, kings do that.
Yeah.
Regal kings do that.
Because burritos are more scarier to eat in the dark than it is a big chicken, I'm sure.
Yeah, their spokesperson is Nicole Kidman.
Well, you don't get that Nicole Kidman figure by slamming 4K calories while watching.
That
it.
is a
movie.
big calorie count for each movie.
Well, he justifies it. He says he's in New York City now, so he's like a 30 to 50 minute commute to get to the AMC, which is a lot of commitment if you're going to watch, the new Insidious movie or something. But I respect it. And so, the calories burned on the way there is somehow...
Oh, he's riding in?
No, he's on the subway.
I mean, go for broke when you're going.
I mean, if you're going to eat that much at a movie theater, go up to Yonkers and go to Alamo Draft House. You can actually get like yourself a nice meal there.
Don't do that, Aaron.
Aaron, go
And
to
then
Yonkers.
next is
I know
gonna
what you're
be
watching. Don't go to
shrimp
Aaron.
scampi
Yeah.
at the Sinopolis.
Aaron, listen to me right now. Do whatever
Aaron.
you're doing right now. McDonald's, pretzel bites, popcorn. That's amazing. I'm happy for you. I'm sure the hot, smoggy, red weather.
Is New York City still like have
Red.
that cloud of inhabitability over it?
I don't know. I assume it's always
Uninhabitability.
bad.
Yeah, wasn't that Iceland volcano? Wasn't that the ash in the atmosphere forever?
Yeah, but right now it's because of the Canadian wildfires.
There was that
Well,
document.
not right now, but
There's a documentary that came out recently about like the mutant mayhem that's been going rampant in.
New York.
New York.
Yeah, it was New York, right?
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
had a giant fly whale monster. There was they face a lot of adversity. So I think if you have all that going on,
Yeah.
if you have
can
mute
treat yourself.
Stress eat.
if you have legitimate mutant mayhem going on, as we've seen in the recent documentary footage, then by all means, snack up, King. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mutant Mayhem is it's directed by Jeff Rowe and Kyle Spears. Apparently they both worked together on Mitchell's versus the Machines. You guys,
What the hell is that?
no idea.
The cartoon?
Yeah, an animated feature.
Huh.
But Jeff Rowe, he did some writing on Gravity Falls, which I'm a big fan of, and Kyle Spears, he worked on Amphibia. So like,
Oh, good.
yeah, they're headhunting like good people here. Right, it's just like a murderer's row of writers. You got Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg. They're like
They're
they're a
excellent, yeah.
pairing, and then Jeff Rowe, Dan Hernandez, Benji Samit. A lot of writers in that room, which I think kind of lent itself. I think with movies is like this. You want like this auteurship, like that's the ideal, like one person writes and directs. But
Yeah.
I don't know. This movie's a good argument for a big writer's room.
Well, for like comedy, like think about SNL or something. Like you have a lot of funny people in there. You kind of bounce ideas off of each other,
Yeah.
polish it up.
And so the plot of the film it's a sort of it's not attached to any previous Turtles lore per se. It's sort of I wouldn't say a reboot. It's just its own thing. There's been like a million little pocket dimensions that the Turtles have existed in. They're no stranger to starting over and giving you a new take. And this is a new take. But it sticks to the beats. You got the four turtles in the sewer and the Splinter. Splinter played by Jackie Chan this time. And the four turtles, and I think this is one of the clever things they did with the movie. They just got like four like teenagers playing them. Mika Abbey, Shaman Brown, Nicholas Cantu, and Brady Noon. There's plenty of like behind the scenes footage and making of kind of stuff. They're used pretty heavy in the promo, show them interacting and being little kids together. And that kind of plays through in the movie because you see all the turtles kind of like clowning around and playing around. And it feels very teenagery, feels very young. And April O'Neil, they also aged her down. She's played by Ayo Edeberry, and you're going to see her show up later in the episode. Mm-hmm. Anywho, they're facing off. They got this old Baxter Stockman. He's up to his old tricks. Giancarlo Esposito. Everyone's a celebrity. I'm not going to name everyone's name in this movie. You can look it up. They're all famous. And so he unleashes the ooze, which births the turtles. But he also had his own family of mutant guys, and a lot of them were like toys you remember, which I think is the whole premise of why there's still Ninja Turtle stuff, right?
Oh, for toys?
Yeah, it's because people my age grew up playing with them.
And now there's a bunch of turtles.
I know.
Like they have a cartoon and everything that's like current.
Yeah.
Yeah, my niece said that don't watch the current cartoon.
So
They still have toys.
yeah. So I mean, either way, it's a cultural phenomenon. It keeps going. But I think if you're a bit nostalgic, obviously you see like Mondo Gecko and the leatherneck, the alligator man.
Yep.
And like just I don't know, for me not being like deep into Turtles lore, it was just a bunch of crazy characters from the cartoons. Anywho, those are off in the quote unquote bad mutant side, and they're headed by, my understanding is like original an OC of this film, which is Superfly, voiced by Ice Cube, and he's like an original bad guy. And that I thought was really smart because he didn't have like Turtle Stew, I'm the Shredder, it's to me the Shredder. He's not in the mix. Krang, no Krang stuff. It's like
No Foot.
yeah, no Foot Clan, a Foot Clanless Ninja Turtles movie, and like it all kind of plays well. That's I think part of what makes it feel fresh. and probably what bogged down the last couple movies, the Michael Bay ones. I think the consensus is like, the first one is a little too Michael Bay, and then the second one is a little bit too nostalgia baity. I remember liking the second one okay, as far as just like, oh, hey, there's Bebop and Rocksteady. Yep. Okay. And to this movie's credit, even though they literally feature a lot of those people, it isn't totally reliant on the old nostalgia trip. It's not just like, hey, remember this thing? Hey, remember that thing? Even though when they do bring like an April O'Neil, it's a total different character design, total different dynamic, which I thought was like good, because it's like, yeah, I like seeing the Turtles with another teenager. The weird part where the four horny teenage boys lust after this like
Turtle mutants
yeah, lust after this human woman is
with a job.
yeah, I think it I rolled with it when I was a kid. I don't know that in today's current climate it would quite read very well. There's some like swimsuit model-y lady chasing news stories and being really horned up for turtles, or the turtles are horny for her. I think it's a one-way street, right? Traditionally, because she likes Casey Jones,
Yeah,
the
she
other
likes the
adult
human man.
the other adult human man in the series. Weird enough, she doesn't go for the adolescent mutants.
Do they seem like younger in this than other portrayals of them?
Yeah, and I guess I would argue that maybe in like, the OG movies and like pretty much any other portrayal that I'm familiar with, going back to the comics and everything, maybe the teenage part was like, in quotes,
I don't 18.
Yeah, like I don't
17, 18.
You can't tell me that like Raph in the OG movie, which is, don't get me wrong, still the greatest media portrayal of the Turtles outside of the comics, I guess, or post comics. The best adaptation of the Turtles is always going to be that 80s movie. I don't think that's going to be topped. But yeah, you can't tell me Raphael in that movie isn't. Old sourpuss
24.
Raph is like a teenager. So I don't know. In a way, this was like, yeah, they do seem younger, but I think these Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles feel like teenagers, as opposed to the other one, which feel like surly grown men. I don't know if I've mentioned that this is an animated feature.
No, you haven't.
Okay, it's an animated feature.
Jackie Chan is not actually a rat.
No, he's just voicing one. It's hard to describe the animation because it's obviously very post Spiderverse-y, a lot of mixed media. It sticks to a consistent style. I would say Spiderverse kind of hops between one thing and another and another. This is all kind of the same look, but I don't know. It's just kind of in its own lane. I don't know if I've seen a cartoon. I don't know what cartoon to compare it to.
Yeah, it's heavily stylized. All the non-living things are asymmetrical. Like if you had a tire, it wouldn't be a perfect circle. It'd be askew one way or another.
And everyone just looks freakish, kind of. I don't know if there's like a conventionally good-looking person in this, or at least not like, no one's like portrayed to be like, oh, that's the hot person.
Nope, not at all.
They're all just kind of odd looking, and it's like, they'll just exaggerate features, and it's a cartoon. That's how they're supposed to be. And it was. I mean, all of this. Just get to the point here. This is a delightful film. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I just walked out, smile ear to ear. Nice to just see it is a very challenging thing to like tell a very retread origin story and also cram in a new story, and it's stories that we've seen redone and redone and redone, and it's still just fun and interesting. And like, this is my grand thesis statement for like why I didn't especially like the new Spider-Man cartoon. Just tell a simple story. Show me a bad guy. Show me the bad guy get defeated. Give the bad guy a motivation. Give all the characters motivation. Have them all have a reason to do something. If that thing can be a little bit deeper than family, that's cool. And I think this movie really proves that a lot of this kind of media and superhero stuff can be, you could tell really small, easy, simple stories. You don't have to run backwards and reverse all the time and get multiversal and incorporate magic and cross over with all these different other universes. Like,
it gets old.
Just have a bad guy get punched and beaten in the end, and you're good. And it's weird because I think the most revered movies in this world are usually like, the Batman 89 or the first Iron Man movie or the Dark Knight movies, which are like pretty bare bones as far as, stakes and what they're doing and just real simple stories. And at some point we fucking got way off the rails and got into a lot of messy stuff. And man, if this movie isn't just like the lighthouse just beckoning people to write simple stories and see how much fun it can be, I don't know what is. But then again, maybe it doesn't make as much money as the giant crossover stuff. I don't know.
It's because people are trained up to go to those movies. It's like you have to see the next one or else your streak is broken or something.
Yeah, and I guess that's part of a buy-in. I mean, comic stuff in general is very lore heavy and like, they are building universes. It's mythologies, Mythologies are supposed to be big and huge and unruly and cross over with other things. And so in a lot of ways, I think that works, but there are also movies. And I think movies are, give them 3 acts, have some character arcs, have some motivation, some stakes, etc. It's pretty simple ingredients generally for the ones that really work. And by my estimate, this one really works.
Yeah, I like that it has the origin story, but it's quick.
Yeah.
Here's some turtles. Here's some ooze.
Probably less than a minute, right?
Yeah,
or
I mean,
around a minute.
showing it, yeah, and then they kind of like
reference
it's like a
it,
joke,
Yeah,
they have to explain it.
They make fun of it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But you don't have a whole movie about how they got into some ooze.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you get some montages, and the origin stories that they did show kind of do play into characterization, as far as like because Splinter wants the turtles to keep to themselves because he doesn't like people because they were mean to him during their origin thing, and that's his character arc. He has to think that people are okay, and I don't want to spoil anything, but I will. 'Cause in the end, he figures out that they're okay.
This movie, again, like we've been talking about movies that kind of feel modern.
Right.
Does this feel modern? Because the biggest thing is that the turtles have phones. I think that is so great. They didn't try to make them, they're like kids, and then they don't act like them.
Right.
Or have the things that they have. They know like a lot of pop culture and stuff. I'm always a little wary of things like this because it's cool, it's up to date, but how well does it
age
play? Yeah, like in 5 years even.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the argument would be that the turtles have always kind of represented youth at that moment, so hence the
like a time capsule, right?
Yeah, the 90s. I mean, and the pro to that is that like when you watch, the 90s cartoons or whatever, it's like radical, doing kick flips and, it's all very... What was that tour they did where they're all like playing guitar and stuff? Yeah, remember that?
Oh, wow. You just unlocked a weird crease in my brain.
I wasn't the only one whose mom watched Oprah, and Oprah had the Ninja Turtles on, and I watched the Ninja Turtles on Oprah promote their tour.
Oh, God, I thought I dreamed
Wait,
that.
they were like people in costume?
Yeah, and they went on like a live tour.
Yeah, it was a live tour. And like it was like a residency in some cities. You know what I mean? Like some markets, they'd be like, the turtles are here for 16 days.
Okay.
Yeah, because obviously they're like just parading on stage with like, they gave them like rocker looks. Like,
Okay.
I guess not unlike a Poison or something like that. They look
They
very...
don't have hair.
Well, did they give them... I don't know if they gave them wigs. But like, trust me, they communicated that they were rockers.
It was a rock tour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But since they're just kind of spinning around on stage while like turtle rock songs play, you could obviously franchise that, and you didn't need to have like stars. Just dress some guys up in rubber suits, give them some choreography, give them some guitars, some bright pink guitars, and have them do their thing in front of a bunch of kids. And I think it lasted for as long as it could.
That's kind of the weird thing about this movie, because it has all the stuff that makes it feel modern, the slang and the look and all that. But then all the like the music and stuff is like 90s. That's kind of a weird mashup.
It's very New York.
Yeah, I think that's... And I'm so weirded out by getting older, I guess. But I remember being younger and like wondering why they only play like 10 disco songs. If there's like a movie, like a Scorsese movie, it's like, and here we were at Studio 54. Boom. Heart of Glass plays, or Boogie Fever, or, the Saturday Night Fever songs. You're listening to like, this is the sound of the 70s. And then some radio station is going to play one of those 10 to 20 songs that gets played out. And I always thought that was weird that they just like anointed 10 songs to be the disco songs. And the more I learn about that music and just music in general, it's like, makes even less sense. There's so much. It's all pretty listenable. It's really odd to see a very small handful of songs get anointed. And now I have seen that happen with dad rap, where it's like, we need some rap song. Okay, here's like the list of 20 songs you can use. Like, get the Annie Up song in there. Go for it. And it's strange that like when they need to have like, show New York street music. Okay, I have one of 20 songs to pick from, and you're going to hear it. And to the point where, yeah, I heard like the same ODB song in Twisted Metal, the show that came out like this week, and then in this movie that came out, and like a lot of songs overlapped.
That's been happening a lot with movies we've been watching. Yeah.
And the Transformers also takes place in New York, and they tried to do the same thing. And it was in the 90s. So they were like, we're playing 90s songs.
Yeah.
And so it was, the same fucking songs. So it's, I don't know, interesting to see that weird cycle repeat itself, where it's like, yep, here's the whole genre, one compact playlist. But I don't know. I mean, this is a movie that has to split the difference, right? You have to kind of appeal to men my age, and you have to appeal to little kids. I don't know if young kids are going to appreciate having like a Drake song in the soundtrack or something. And, old curmudgeons like myself certainly won't. Maybe a teenager will respond to it, but I don't know. I think you go with what's kind of universal. And it's like, yeah, those kids still love, they love the dad rap classics, man. That's why they're classics.
They're like a good time.
Yeah. Instead of playing like what came out this week, making something hyper modern feeling, having them, do a fight to an Olivia Rodrigo song. Let's just put out the crowd pleasers.
Save that for the credits.
Yes.
I wonder if do you think it's perhaps also a counterbalance to the Reznor score?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, and it's a weird thing to forget about because it's very prominent. Yeah, it's 'cause it's
32 tracks. Yeah.
Yeah, and they're like they made that poor old man break out his old shit, like the Pretty Hate Machine synthesizers, and I guess that's how you kind of get that '80s feel, right?
The grit.
Having like kind of, I don't know if they're analog synthesizers, but something made to resemble analog synthesizers.
I remember when the movie started and like the first notes hit, I go, okay, they got me on the music, because it just kind of nailed that. Yeah, that griminess that you would want from a movie based on turtles that live in the sewer.
Yeah, so I guess between like the crowd pleasers and just that kind of dark, heavy score, they find a nice balance there.
Yeah, because like when it would go from like a Reznor thing into like ODB, I was like, this rules.
Yeah,
I love this.
Yeah, it was a good a good mix there. They established a tone in the film.
What was the other movie that he did that we were like, oh, that was him?
He's done so many. He did.
You have to narrow that down. Yeah.
He did Bones and all. He did Empire of Light.
Yep.
For no reason. There's that Pixar movie Soul.
Oh my God!
I mean that we saw like this year.
Probably Bones and all.
Technically last year, but which is actually marks a long break. I'm sure there's something earlier this year because that poor man. They will just rent him out for everything.
Does that Blackberry movie have Trent Reznor in it?
Oh, good call.
I don't know. I'm just guessing here.
Yeah.
Air?
Not Air. I don't think it would have been a Nine Inch Nails song if they would have done Air.
There's definitely something, but yeah, they break that man out a lot. Dylan, you're an old school turtle head.
Yeah.
You went back to like the original movies like pretty recently, right? I caught you.
I like to watch the first two OG ones.
Of course.
Not every. It has to be like Netflix has them, and there's nothing else to watch. I will just put them on for no reason. They're really good still. I will agree with you. I think the first one is still the best representation of these turtles.
I might have my numbers mixed up, but I think,
Secret of the Ooze?
No, I think the budget for that movie was like $13 million.
Yeah.
Very, very low. It might be 30, but either way, very low budget.
Mm-hmm. It's crazy to think that in that movie, when Ralph says damn, that's like a big deal at the time.
Right.
And in this movie, they're just not cussing a lot, but they're saying way more words.
And I did talk about buried memories. I was talking to a friend of mine about Ninja Turtle stuff. And he's like, yeah, they had to, and I don't know, maybe you can verify this. They basically made them fight without weapons in the second movie because so many kids were just grabbing broomsticks and just beating the shit out of each other. After that first movie came out, the parents were like, please stop. I get it, but stop. That's part of the reason why the second movie is so toned down. Like, they didn't even have weapons to fight with. Just, again, not like for any plot reasons, but just to like have a better example to kids.
Is the second one where Ralph just gets beat up by the Foot Clan on the roof and he doesn't have his weapons and that's why he's getting beat up?
That sounds familiar. Yeah.
I don't remember if it's the second or the first.
I mean, the second one is just Toka, Razor, Vanilla Ice,
Yeah.
Super Shredder, and I'm done.
Yeah, see, like
It's a blur.
that's all I remember from the second one too. But the first one, I don't know. Your friend could be right about that.
But to your point, there was definitely not a lack of combat in this film.
Yeah, no.
They were teenagers.
Yes.
They were ninjas.
Yes.
And turtles. Check that.
Mm-hmm.
Mutants. Clearly, it's in the title there. So they really let the name of the movie guide them.
Yeah, there was some mutant mayhem.
Pure
To admit,
mayhem.
there was some mayhem with mutants in it. They got the Flyman. I forgot his name. Superfly.
Mm-hmm.
And, fucking, sorry, Aaron, destroying your city.
We have documented footage of that.
That's so
Hope
insane.
you're safe.
I know.
I really like that. Just destroying people dying. They kind of show that, right? Or am I thinking of something else?
I mean, property damage, but you don't see like,
There's people in there.
dead bodies.
So like
I'm not saying you see-
scale wise, did Godzilla mess up San Francisco worse than the Superfly messed up New York?
Oh, you're the kaiju master here.
I'm trying to
Are you
remember.
asking me?
I think Godzilla did more damage to a major city.
No, actually, I'm actually confusing it with another movie we were talking about tonight.
Cloverfield.
Meg 2.
Oh,
It's like people actually die in that one. They show people dying.
I was thinking of the other animated kaiju film, Ruby Gillman, Teenage Kraken, and
Do they die in there? People?
No.
Humans?
what's their town called in that?
Oceanside.
Oceanside's so fucking funny. Yeah, they don't do much damage there either. So far, I think Superfly is the kaiju master of the year thus far.
oh yeah.
I mean, those numbers might change in time, but
You said that like none of the turtles got massive.
Wait, what?
like they hulked out or anything.
Yeah, like they also got into the mutagen.
No, the one dude like I forget which turtle, but he got really excited when they were knocking over trucks and he found like the protein powder. Remember that?
Oh, not that. I'm talking like he also didn't kaiju up.
Oh no.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Like he didn't
No.
he didn't get
Short answer,
embiggened.
no.
Because I don't know. I remember Colin walking out like, damn it, they missed opportunity there.
Why are you putting this on me? I don't know.
Leonardo should have gotten all kaiju'd up. He didn't actually say that, folks. Anyway. But yeah, no, I thought like the cartoon, I would say if you're going to have to pit it against the Spider-Man
Right.
2,
Right.
it's actually a more enjoyable movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or more of a, because there's like a story. It's not just like build up to something else.
I don't mind that much. But
I mean, the animation style.
I don't know. It's kind of hard to say. I kind of wish our theater was louder. But
Yeah.
other than that, it was good. I think the animation style might be better.
It's just so freakish looking.
Yeah.
But it's the Spider one is like, so cool. This one's just like fuck it. It's like how you, I don't know, maybe it's like that's the inspiration. It's like how you would draw the crazy monsters like as a kid. Like if you were to, just like be at school and doodle a Ninja Turtle and it's all like misshapen and chunky.
I really like it because it matches the vibe of the movie. It's all very like it's like a sketchbook.
Yeah.
Yet consistent within itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it looks a lot like a comic.
Yeah.
I think that's why all the like, when it was like a promo poster art, there was a lot of like, it's on like a, drawn on a notebook. Like the logo is all drawn
or
on
the
there.
skateboard deck.
Yeah.
They're not really showing you the characters on the
it's
promo
a-
stuff.
It's just logo and then just drawn on like, you could see like the lines on the paper.
It might kind of look, they could be kind of ugly designs if you just had to look at them on paper.
Yeah.
I don't know that they sell a movie as much as like the skateboard deck does,
I don't know. I remember like walking past the poster in the lobby, and then you and I got to see that giant skateboard deck at Comic-Con. And every time I would stop and actually look at it, which I normally don't really do unless it's like really good design.
Yeah.
So I was like, there's something about this that looks really cool.
No, that part about the promo stuff is brilliant. That's just, again, just going to suck you in as soon as you see it.
Yeah.
Did you like the puking part?
They could have done without that, right?
What is? Oh
When
yeah,
April
yeah, yeah.
O'Neil
She gets
talks about
nervous.
puking a lot.
Yeah, she's her arc is she goes on her like school.
Like morning news.
Yeah, and as soon as she has to deliver the news, she pukes everywhere, and then she gets known as Puke Girl by her fellow kids.
I guess it's a device to get her to relate to being outcast.
Or yeah, and like gives her an arc because then she has to go on TV again.
Yeah, and
And
overcome
then
it.
I think she pukes, but then she stops.
Yeah, she
Forgot.
pukes a little bit. She's like, "Damn it!"
I thought I was over that.
No,
Yeah.
look, I don't know how like grown-ups write movies for kids. Kids do love that shit.
Have you seen Seth Rogen?
Yeah, I get it, but I've also like seen his movies. He's like he has to appreciate.
He's a kid.
Yeah, but he knows smart humor. There's a level
Yeah.
like the farts and the boogers and the barf and stuff like that's. I don't care how well-rounded you are in your as a comedian. Like I don't think you go to that to put into a movie unless you're. But kids love it. It works for kids.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan, but it works for kids. I had to just accept that because I started after watching all these like movies. It seems forced the farting that happens. There's so much farting, not so much in this movie, but kids movies, bro, they be farting in those movies. It's like a whole thing in the Teen Titans Go. They be farting, dog.
Meanwhile, I think my dad's favorite comedy is Blazing Saddles, and all that
Yeah.
is that's all anybody ever talks about is the farting in it.
Yeah, I don't. There's a level where it's like the gross out stuff is very pitched for kids.
Yeah.
And that's what I kind of chalk the puking stuff up to.
Oh yeah, for
That's
sure.
for the kids. They're gonna love it.
There were two young kids
Yes.
at our viewing. They liked it.
Confused.
Yeah, they were a little confused.
They liked it.
I like having little kids around at the kiddie
Yeah.
movie. Just
I
the
wish we could do
commentary is funny.
exit interviews with them. Just like
What do you think of Splinter's character arc?
Yeah, they changed his story a little bit. He doesn't know karate in this one, like originally.
So did you kids notice the Eastman and Laird Easter eggs?
did you see
in
those? Laird is
You
the
catch
pizza.
those?
Laird is the pizza.
Can't even read.
How do you feel about them New Yorkers eating Pizza Hut constantly? How do you feel about that?
That's a good pull. That is kind of bullshit, isn't it?
Yeah, but they had the sponsors.
Yeah.
They had to.
I guess so.
At Comic-Con, it's like they were just giving out free Pizza Hut pizza. Anyway.
It was a good time to dive back in for me because I set out so much of the movies and cartoons and stuff.
Right.
Because I'm old enough that actually I got really into the comic books, like
Yeah.
like the first run of them. And then when the movies came out, I was like, this isn't exactly like the comic
Right,
books.
right.
So I got like, I was young and surly. And then I just set out for years, and I feel like this was the perfect time to jump back in.
Did you
From
mess
what
with? You didn't mess with the Bay movies at all?
No interest.
Second one kind of. Second one visually is.
I'll go
is
back
something.
now.
Yeah.
And see what I missed. But yeah, like, and you know what? Truthfully, if it weren't for this podcast, I probably wouldn't have watched this movie.
Yeah.
So another victory for the podcast.
Right. I still think the OG cartoon is like really charming.
Yeah, I love the cartoon. I remember the first movie. Don't really remember the second one, except there's a weird. Is he just a snapping turtle? He's just
Yeah.
a different kind of turtle.
Yeah. I don't know. I forget if he's Toka or Razor, but yeah.
It's kind of weird. I did not know there were Michael Bay movies, let
Yeah.
alone two of them. What years were these?
2012 and 20-something. 14,
Yeah.
15.
Totally.
It was post-Transformers.
And they look insane. They look so goddamn psychotic. They're like
Yeah.
they're like buff and bloated at the same time. They're
Their
nightmarish.
costumes?
No,
No.
they're like 3D.
All CG.
Yeah.
Oh.
They look like shit. It's fucking cool.
Wait, but there's human. It's like Transformers where there's CG with humans? Or they're just
Oh,
CG?
they are CG. Humans are humans.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
April O'Neil's
It's not Megan Fox.
it's Megan Fox.
Oh, it's
Megan
Megan
Fox is
Fox.
April O'Neil.
It's Michael Bay.
And
Come
she,
on.
and she is communicating now with not big ass car robots, but with like 6'7" fucking fat turtles.
They're huge?
Yeah, they're like massive. There's a scene where they're like going on an escalator and they can't fit.
They love setting that woman up for failure, basically.
They're just like, hey, say what you will about her. No one has acted with tennis balls better
Yeah.
in all the film than this poor woman.
Wow.
Franchise after franchise, just green screens.
Yeah.
Guys, come on, we need to go. Shredder is after us, just talking at a fucking tennis ball on a stick.
You guys ever watch that 2006 cartoon show movie?
No, I'm like, wait, the animated movie?
Yeah, the like 3D movie.
No, I'm like, I watch like the 90s cartoons and then like
06.
basically no other cartoons.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember that one being good. Like in terms of a TMNT movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, that's besides the point.
I have a fucked up confession. I don't know that I've read the OG comics.
You'd like them.
You never read The Last Ronin, dude?
I literally read The Last Ronin like last week. I checked it out from the library.
Okay, fair enough. Hey,
They have like concurrently they have like their own standalone one shots too that are
Yeah.
really good. Yeah.
Yeah, I just need to just get one of those. I'm sure they have multiple
Omnibuses,
collections and stuff. I love the art in it. It's so fucking cool. Those guys were on it.
Yeah.
And man, that's a brief moment to shout out the goddamn legends of Eastman and Laird. Who else? There's very few people who, on their own accord, a lot of people created. Steve Ditko, he makes Spider-Man with his own hands. Wills it into existence, but it's under corporate control the whole time. Just two guys creating, owning the rights, playing the business game right, just from their own hands. From two sad men in an apartment, they launch an empire and like do it right. It's like one of the most insane stories, I think, of the 20th century in terms of like.
It's like them and South Park, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Are probably the two.
But even South Park shit's like owned by other people, And the weird part about the story to me is that they do sell it. Like they gave it up to Nickelodeon like in the 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
They're just like, yeah, never mind, we're done. Which is like, you made it through the hard part.
Like, oh, we're not kids anymore. We don't know how to write this.
Well, no, they didn't have anything to do with the writing of like for a long time. They were just rented out. Like they didn't work on the movie. They're just like, yeah, go play with these characters. Give us some money. Play with these characters. Give us some money. And then at some point they're just like, fuck it, just take the characters. I don't care. I don't think they get nothing.
Credit.
Yeah.
Easter eggs.
I always think it's weird when people sell their stuff. I
Really?
was really weirded out when Bob Dylan sold his catalog like last year.
who do you sell it to?
The label Columbia, I think.
Oh, okay.
It's like I don't know that
What was the point of exhaustion too with like staying on top of all that? You know?
right, but I mean, it's still like it's yours. You have it. You don't need to stay on top of nothing. Just shelter it. Hey, we want to use your thing for a speed stick commercial. No.
Damn, what song of Bob Dylan's would be used at a speed stick commercial?
Like a Rolling Stone because it rolls. I mean, I'm just saying when you own it,
I know,
when you
but
own it.
It's just the funny thought. Speed stick, some like buff dudes putting on deodorant, like a Bob Dylan track. Is, like,
It's like,
playing.
how does it feel?
Oh, there you go. There you go. That's the top of the comedy pyramid for that one.
You got to serve somebody, and it's
I'm sure
Quiznos commercial.
Some
'cause
people,
you're
I think
serving-
they sell it off out of spite for their family.
Yeah, that's a good one. Fuck you. Go make some shit like
Fuck
this
you,
yourself.
do your own shit.
But actually, wait, who's the Wallflowers fool?
Jacob.
Jacob. Jacob's doing his own thing. I don't know about the rest of them. Jacob's got a couple. Got some.
You got a catalog.
He
Yeah.
could do it all right. But yeah, the rest of them, I guess so. When you got to split the house up, and it's like you got 7 kids, and someone just just fucking sell this
Just
thing.
easier to just
split it up.
Here, take the cash.
Go our separate ways.
Yep.
But then you have the
Prevent
one.
the fight.
So, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles : Mutant Mayhem. Is it Go Ninja Go, or Go Ninja No? Call me, even though it's the middle of summer. You can call me Vanilla Ice, because I say Go Ninja Go. This is a great film. Let me dial that back. This is a really fun movie. It's a really easy watch. It does a lot of really impressive things. I couldn't really be happier with an animated adaptation of a Turtles movie. This was 10 out of 10. Real good time.
Yeah. Go ninjas. I thought it was funny that they never said Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but they said like variations of it.
Yeah, adolescent, nuclear. Yeah.
Yeah. I thought it was a lot of fun. It was energetic, there wasn't some forced in dramatic moments. It was actually a really sad scene when they are walking home from stealing all the groceries.
Yeah.
And they're like, when they have to like duck under the subway platform and stuff. That was really sad.
Yeah, there's a lot of themes of being an outsider and family, finding, other outsiders to make your family if you have none.
Yeah. But somehow they did it without having a speech about how you need to find your own family and stuff. It's amazing. Yeah, they did a really great job. It looks really, really good. It's a lot of fun. And apparently kids can pay attention to it too.
As we witnessed firsthand.
Yes.
I'm also going to give it a go and also give it a 10 out of 10. I had so much fun at it. I thought it was perfect for whatever genre that is. I'd put that, up toward the top. No complaints. Awesome movie. Definitely see it.
I'll give it a go ninja, go. It was good. I really like Baby Ralph's design. Just like a little chubby kid. That's it. That's all I got to say.
Is this animated film of the year front runner?
What's another
for
one?
me, yeah.
I know Justine's.
There's
Amazing
also
Maurice?
Ruby Gillman's cool because
Yeah. I thought you were an Elemental head.
Oh.
I did like Elemental. This is better.
Okay.
But I like Elemental.
And we're all on board that this is better than the new Spider-Man.
way better.
Yeah.
Crazy. Dylan,
What?
you would you agree?
Oh, I mean, sure. I had to agree out loud.
Oh, we're all supposed to synchronize. I don't know.
Well, I don't know.
Speaking of the best movie of the year, The Meg 2, The Trench, is directed by Ben Wheatley, who has done a lot of movies, which I don't know any of them off the top of my head from when I looked at the list. But he's a filmmaker.
All the people that identify as film buffs sweat Ben Wheatley.
Okay.
They love him.
So Ben Wheatley has some respect.
Yeah.
This was written by so there's John and Eric Hober, and they as a pair have written one of the other best movies. I think we can all agree. A24 / Criterion. They both worked together to present Battleship.
Oh, with Rihanna?
Yes. They did Red and Red 2 and The Meg 1. Same with the other writer, Dean Gorgaris. He's also worked on so it's the writers of the original Meg wrote this movie. This stars Jason Statham and a shark. And, what's the plot? What happens?
There's some illegal mining.
Right. Oh, yeah.
going
Jason
on.
Statham loves the environment. He's a earth firster.
Yeah.
And he likes the law. He likes to narc out guys who are doing stuff illegal.
Just to stop them from doing
Right.
He also likes to forget the lesson of the first Meg immediately. And yeah, it's a different character almost.
Yeah.
It's really strange.
Well, okay. Well, so he gets embroiled in this group they're trying to get more Megs. They love these Megs. They figured out a way to burst the climacool barrier of the Marianas Trench.
Yeah, that's the weird thing about it is in the first one, Statham would have never approved of keeping a Meg in captivity whatsoever because he understands the danger of them.
Yeah.
He would not be like going down multiple times down past that layer because that's where like all the fucked up shit happened in the first
That
one.
holds the Megs.
Yeah.
They weren't going to go down there. They only had to go through there because they had to get away from the Megs.
The escaped Meg.
Remember?
No.
Okay, well, that's what happened.
And then-
the Megs were chasing them when they were in their little submarines, and they're like, "Oh, we're all messed up. Our only hope is to go into that layer because they can't follow us there."
Right.
That's how they ended up down there.
But when they're down there, what
They're
do
like,
they see?
"Oh my God, there's some illegal mining going on.
Yep.
Who's this?" So they are Statham and co. are like part of some like research team, researching the Megs and I don't know, making robot submarine bodies for humans to withstand the pressure. And then there's a group of bad people doing the mining, and they're like, "We hate the earth. Blow it up. We want money."
They love money. These people, they're really into money.
Yeah.
Okay, the crazy thing about the money aspect is it's kind of a recurring theme in the movie where they get to the station and they're looking at minerals, like these minerals could be worth $1 billion. Yeah, so could your submarine. Because I just watched an interview with James Cameron where he talks about how he put over $1 billion in his submarine to be able to go down to even like 6,000 feet, let alone 25,000 feet.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, there was. I'm positive no scientists, biologists, or any ists were consulted in the making of
You
this
know who
movie.
was consulted was the Honorable Republic of China, who is
100%.
so fucking
Yes.
cool. Guys, I was
Shout
like,
out to China.
I was like kind of middling on China. I've
Yeah.
heard some mixed reviews. After watching this movie, they are cool. They love the environment.
Yeah.
They love sharks. They can talk to sharks.
Yeah.
If you ever need, like, if anything ever goes down, find a Chinese person, honorable, real Chinese citizen, and just grab a hold of them, because nothing bad will ever happen to them.
Yeah.
They are just, because they're just fucking cool. I don't know. They're the best.
And I'll say this, I'm really glad that this movie did not like even attempt to cater to China in any capacity.
Yeah, you got these fucking evil motherfuckers, these of other countries who just don't matter as much,
Yeah.
frankly.
No,
They're
they don't.
fucking things up. They're mining. They got shipping containers with stuff on them. They suck. China fucking rules, though.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. If there's one thing I got from this movie, China rules.
Oh, the best.
Yeah.
So I guess this is a movie.
I'm ready for the rating.
So it's a movie made by China. They love
Yeah,
this movie. They got some Chinese actors in it. Like a quarter of the movie is in. It's got subtitles.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty clear.
And not
pretty
arty subtitles. This is just like,
Yeah,
this is normal dialogue.
good chunks of it. And it's pretty clear really early on that this is like heavily a made for overseas production. I really didn't like this movie. Like, it's like atrociously bad, I would say. It's not. It's like a sci-fi movie or something. I don't like movies like this. But the amusement I got is like, oh, this is how they see us. Like, when they're like,
Yeah.
one American movie, please. This is what's in their
What
mind.
they order up, yeah.
And we were talking about Michael Bay earlier, and it seems like I'm shitting on him, but like, that guy really invented a language of filmmaking
Uh-huh.
to the point where this movie feels like 25 years ago. It feels very 1998. And it feels like a very rejected Michael Bay script from 1998.
This would have been one of those movies where there's like ants in a bug's life or whatever.
Right.
With like Deep Blue Sea and The Meg.
Right. It's just funny that when you want a Western movie or an American movie or whatever, like, that's the template.
I can't stress enough the tonal shift from the first one to this second one. I went into this movie hyped, and you can attest to this, Collins. I was talking about it for weeks. I was like, this is going to rule. Jason Statham on a jet ski with what looks to be a fucking samurai sword. Let's go. Surfing down to stab a shark. I was so psyched. And then, I could. This is the most disappointing movie of the year for me because I got so juiced for it.
I love
and
it.
it dropped such a turn.
That's
It's
just
so bad.
That's an evil little fucker. I was just like waiting for, because it was pretty obvious pretty quickly, like, this was not a great movie.
No.
Like, it's a notch above like Sci-Fi Channel, but
Maybe,
it's
yeah.
not much of a notch above that. I'm just kind of taking it as it is. And I don't explain shark movies to me, because I feel about shark movies, it's like when a little boy loves trucks. And like you'll see sometimes the mom will be like, come outside, the garage or the garbage truck is coming. And the kid's just like, wow.
That's me. Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
stoked
yeah.
to see a truck in like any context. And so there's cartoons where they're just like, I'm the truck man.
Yeah.
The kids are just like, fuck yes. Sign me the fuck up. I want to see the truck. There's some kids that are like shark kids. And so like a movie, obviously, Jaws is an exception. That's just a movie. The things that make Jaws great are not the shark. But the movies that come out now, they're just like, a shark is present. Fucking mic drop. Done. They're out. I don't know. I kind of don't connect to these kind of movies. Like, are we rooting for this? Do we want the shark to like wreck stuff?
I wasn't rooting for anything at a certain point in this movie.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying a general issue shark
That's
movie.
how I feel about Godzilla. Because he's a bad guy. It's like, because he fights other bad guys. It's all right. So then a shark movie, why do we like this?
Yeah, but Godzilla's like cool looking, and like,
Sure.
then you go back to the rubber suit shit, it's like super cool looking.
Okay, well, I'm
But, like, when it's
a
just-
kid who's into sharks,
Right, they don't care
that's
that
super
much.
cool looking to
I
them.
guess so.
I don't know. It's really weird, though. There'll be like, all right, kids, it's Shark Week. Because they're like, yes, Shark Week. And then part of it is like, you'll be hearing from survivors of shark encounters. It's like, guys, these things murder people.
Yeah. And I think that's kind of my beef with the shark movies is that, like, you know, Jaws looks cool. CGI shark shape coming at you on screen. That to me is kind of a whatever.
Oh,
Big
by the
old
way,
zero.
I couldn't get through Shark in Venice. It was impossible.
You had to tap out.
It had Stephen Baldwin. I couldn't do it. It was just so bad. Oh, but in terms of like somebody that likes shark movies, what they would want out of this, I wanted absurdity because we're in that era where it's just like they made Jaws. It's perfect. What else can we do? Well, let's have. And I even like stood up and pumped my fist. Opening scene. Tyrannosaurus Rex comes out of the jungle, goes after some of the little eel guys, and then a fucking giant megalodon like takes out the
T-Rex.
Yeah, the T-Rex.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, yeah, that's what I want. Then they stopped doing that.
And
They fast forwarded 65 million years.
Again, I just had to wait for the turn when you realize what I saw very quickly, which was like, oh, this
sucks.
This is for the Honorable Republic of China. This is a sci-fi movie for them.
Yeah.
And it just like seeing your heart just break.
Yeah. It was crushing. I was like, you had it right in the opening scene. Just have stupid shit happen. Apex Predator type shit. Like who's the bigger?
Right.
Yeah, go for that. And then it's just no. It was just like
I spent a lot of time inside hallways in this movie, running through corridors.
Yeah, dumb movie.
I didn't think it was that bad.
Yeah, but
Yeah, I liked it too. The first one is better.
The first one
See,
rocks.
I have not seen the first one, so I have no like the first one is better
Comparison.
or anything.
Yeah.
But this one was totally fine. It definitely felt like a movie from 1997, which I'm into.
right.
And I was just remembering Deep Blue Sea the whole time. But I don't know.
You don't feel like it was kind of sluggish, like slow?
I mean, I feel like every movie is too long now, and I almost feel like a lot of them pad it out because they just think they're supposed to be more than an hour and 32 minutes or whatever. So yeah, it felt a little bit like it lagged at some points, but the characters are really one note. You know?
Characters? Jesus.
Wow,
Yeah.
she got a lot out of this, huh?
I mean, obviously, there's
I know what you're saying. It's on rails. It's a movie you've seen
it's
before.
a movie. You see the big shark, you see the fake tech, whatever.
I mean,
the only thing that was annoying was the little girl because I wasn't sure how young she was supposed to be because she was kind of acting really stupid.
Oh, they make it real clear she's 14.
Okay, but she acts really stupid, like
Yes.
a kid, you know?
Okay, I see what you're saying. Yes.
Yeah. So that was annoying, but that's always annoying in those kind of movies. You know, you have to have like the Jurassic Park kids or whatever, putting themselves into bad situations. I think the weirdest part to me was it's Jason Statham, right? So you expect him to fight, and he fights like in the first 5 minutes.
Yeah, he fights, and then he fights A Man later on.
Yeah, but it was pretty light on the fight.
Yeah, it was like a quick fight on the beach.
Yeah.
And then he's like, fuck it. We got to kill these fucking sharks.
Yeah.
And then
he
he
doesn't punch a shark or anything.
stabs him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'll give you a little pushback on the 1997 thing because I think legitimately a movie from 1997 would look better than this.
Yeah.
Both in terms of like color saturation and like, sure, you'd get a CG shark, but you would get a CG shark, not a CG shark and a station and a, ocean and everything.
That stuff wasn't.
Oh God, that octopus thing.
That, obviously, that was.
You don't think that? I think this.
I don't think that stuff was. I mean, they interacted with it a lot, And again, I think because this is meant to be watched in 3D, 4DX, whatever, it doesn't have the same like feel. It doesn't feel all that connected.
Yeah.
So you're saying it can't stand alone?
I'm saying it stood alone fine. I'm just
Okay.
saying that the way that
Visually,
it looked, it was not necessarily as good as it could have been if it was just made for being 2D. But it gave me Speed 2 vibes.
Okay.
So it's like,
wow.
Speed 1 is better, and Speed 2
Right.
is kind of crappier. It kind of like looks a little bad.
Considerably
You didn't even get the
crappier.
same
Yeah.
actors, But it's like this is still in the vein of these movies.
I guess I remember now the beach scenes because at some point they get above the water and the Megs are running wild they just have like a personal vendetta against everyone who saw them or something. And they follow them to this island, like a resort island, replete with groaning, like, I'm a rich guy. I do everything I want. Oh no, a shark is eating me right now. A lot of that. Like bratty rich people.
I feel like there was like a cheap Rodney
up.
Dangerfield type guy.
Yeah, it's all, again, just kind of like working with big broad strokes of characterization. But yeah, so the sharks are running wild on the beach. They're gobbling people up. There's alligators, like primordial alligators that are on the beach.
No,
very
just
clever
those
girl
little,
style.
Little guys.
They're like alligators. They're on 4 legs. They are on the sand. In the
Yeah, but
More
they're
like
like
Komodo
dogs.
dragons or something.
Yeah, like little dragons.
yeah. But either way, they're clever girls and they're chasing people and they're gobbling them up. It's mayhem. But when you see like any of the leads on the beach, I think because of that 3D thing, they're supposed to be right in front. It looks like they are not there at all. Like they are not. There is like no. It's not as noticeable when they're underwater in the abyss, but when they're up on surface and there's like crowds of people running behind them, and they're just like right in front having a real quiet conversation. It's like, oh, these were very separate ideas.
Yeah.
This was. I don't know. I've always been like, they couldn't fly him out. They had to shoot this whole thing after it. I don't know, but you sit through a lot to get to like this last 10 minutes, which is like. Statham's fighting a shark. The Komodo dragons are running wild on this thing. Rich people are getting eaten. Like that's kind of the mayhem you wanted, like immediately, right?
I don't know. I think there was a point where I just irrationally got so mad at the movie that I didn't care what else they did, and it was during the escape vessel scene,
right?
Where like the characters are like they're kind of in the docking bay. And it's revealed that this woman they'd been working with like turned on them and is.
Oh, you know how it was revealed? Took her glasses off.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So like, but she's like playing a game with them, like Saw style almost, and just like incorrect, and like we'll release a hatch. She like I need you to kill this person. Shoot Jason Statham in the heart. Oh, you won't do it? Boom! There goes one of your escape pods.
Yeah.
And the people, instead of just going, fuck, they are chasing after the escape pods as if they can grab them through metal and glass. I don't know. But yeah, after that, I just, like, again, most people would just watch that and be like, whatever. But I was watching it and I was getting really mad. So I think from that point on, it made it hard to care about any mayhem. Well, it did bring back the dog from the first one, but...
who cares?
Yeah,
I was, the mayhem part was not that exciting to me. That's like what you're supposed to be waiting for is for shit to pop off. And then by the time it pops off, it's a little underwhelming in my estimation. But
the best part was when they were in the trench.
Yeah, when they're just going around in the...
They're walking around in it,
The whole submarine like vehicle thing and the peril and the falling rocks and then them having to walk. Mm-hmm. That was cool.
It felt like a different movie.
Yeah.
A few different movies stapled together here.
Yeah.
I like the... pretty much the copy and paste the last like 25 minutes of the first movie into the second movie.
Yep.
I don't know why the girl's mom's dead.
What the hell was that?
I remember I was trying to remember. I was like, okay,
she didn't die in the first
I could see
movie.
the grandpa being dead from the first movie. Like that makes sense. But like the mom, I don't remember dying, and looked into it. She's not dead.
Yeah.
And I was like, so she just didn't want to do this film, which is what I'm guessing. She just was like, nah, fuck that. Or maybe they just didn't want to put her in the movie. I have no idea. Never looked into it, other than the fact that her character was still alive in the first movie.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, like, just a shark movie, and I went in not caring, and I came out happy. So, like, I don't know.
As happy as the turtles?
Yeah, because in my head. Because watching it, I'm just like, yeah, it's just bullshit, and it's funny. And like Jason Statham's in it, so I'm gonna have a good time.
He does have a point.
Yeah, because
Jason Statham is in this movie.
It did not go as bullshit as I needed it to be.
It went bullshit. It went more intelligent with the bullshit.
See, that's the thing. Yeah,
it was like
it tried to
straight up
smarten me up. I didn't like that.
No, yeah, it was just like not smart, but it wanted to be, and that's what I liked about it. I was just like, put 4 fucking Megs in the beach, and they have to deal with it. Then there's a squid. He's just there. Fuck it. I liked it.
What's the connect? Why do they call it the Trench? It says it's based on the novel The Trench.
I don't know the connection between that and the book.
No elaboration or.
If you watch the first one, it explains it a bit more.
So it is. The first one's based on a novel too.
Mm-hmm.
Same novel.
Yeah.
So one novel, The Trench, has begot two films.
Well, I mean, if the trench has a Meg in it,
Okay.
then they can both be inspired. By
That's how they
the-
explain
by
why
the
a Meg
novel.
exists. Is because that layer.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the Meg is supposed to be able to exist under it. But yeah, so for them to be cruising above in this one is just, I don't know, kind of shits on the first one.
I want to read the book. I want to get super smart. Go real highbrow on you guys.
As
Oh,
Dylan
you like
pointed
the
out,
Meg? Did you read the book?
It wants to be smart.
Is the book old?
I don't know.
It's like
Go on.
like 99.
There's probably a
Trench.
lot of books called The Trench, though, I imagine. I like the scene where they're showing that there's a rip in the trench or whatever, and it's just that image from Pacific Rim.
Just copy paste.
Yeah.
Control C, Control V.
Dylan liked that copy paste part.
Yeah, no, honestly I liked all of it. I was just surprised that the way the people died in the trench weren't as gruesome, but whatever. I don't know what the rating is. It's PG-13?
PG-13.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Because when that lady dies from the pressure,
That is, yeah.
that scared the shit out of me. But I also was like, man, could have been some blood spurts. There's no blood, just kind of she gets crushed.
Yeah, so this is 3 movies that are PG-13. Turtles might be PG.
I don't know. Turtles be saying damn and shit.
I was wondering, like, if the little kids were going to, like,
Mom, you said shit.
mimic
You
it.
said shit, Mom.
Turtles is PG.
Okay.
Oh, damn. Hell. Shit.
So overall, are we going to say is it Meg 2 the trench or Meg 2 the stench?
You say Meg 2 the trench, like that's just the title, so that like it
Yeah.
just means it's good.
I'm going to say it's the stench because it stinks. Yeah, I just didn't like it. I this is a sad fact. So I'm going to spit at you guys. There's only been 2 movies this year that I have genuinely like been watching the clock. Like, okay, how much longer do we have? How much longer do we have? And it was this and The Machine with Bert Kreischer. So
Oh, don't act.
I'm just saying the objective fact.
He wanted to watch that.
I did. I
So
went out of
bad.
I went out of my way to watch it, and it's like one of my least favorite films I've seen this year. But I was watching the clock on that. I was watching the clock on this. I was very bored.
It was a little too long. In the spirit of a 90s movie, it should have been 40 minutes shorter. But I don't know. The Trench. I thought it was fine. It wasn't really that big a deal. It's a shark. I don't know why there's 3 or 4. I think one of them's good.
If we let her keep talking, she's going to talk herself out of this. So keep
No, I
going.
thought it was fine. I don't know. I'm not a big shark, it's so cool kind of person, but I get it, you know? It could have been anything. If it had been an alien, it would have been cooler, but it would have been the same thing.
Yeah.
Alien shark?
Yeah.
Well, did you know that Earth aliens are only copies of the original inhabitants of Earth were in the water? That's my movie. That's my pitch, my elevator pitch. The original aliens, which are just they look like street sharks. They're returning.
I got a question. Is this Shark Week? Is it nowish?
I don't think so.
I think it might be because I saw something about like giving blood. I
Bro,
don't
there's
know.
always something about sharks.
But either way, there's been like a lot on the mainstream streaming services. I noticed that they're pushing a lot of shark movies. Like there's and they're all absurd. Like there's one called Sharks of the Corn, and that's being pushed by Hulu right now. So it's like Children of the Corn, Jaws mashup or something like that.
Hulu, you're better than this. What are you doing?
Are they?
Hulu, get it together.
Anyway,
Respect.
to rate this one, I'm gonna have to go stench. But I am going to have to give them a point for not being cowards and delaying this movie post Titanic exploration disaster where people got
yeah.
That made me
pressurized.
uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Fucking the trench, bro. We in the trench. Colin, Brent, you're on the fucking bench, dog. Y'all are dumb as
True.
hell for not understanding this film.
Oh, you
Get
didn't
it, okay?
Yeah,
I
you
didn't
just
get
did
the
not
science.
understand.
I was just so razzled by the honor and glory of China that I couldn't follow.
No,
that.
there was one too many sharks for your brain to understand.
That's
And so
true.
you're just like, is that a
was-
shark too?
Honestly, I was on board when there was one, but when the
I
second,
heard you
like,
fucking
what?
lean over to Justine. You're like,
What?
wait, that's
What is that?
another.
Is that a? I thought there was already one. Did they fuck up? Wait,
That's so cool. They showed 3 sharks having a threesome. And then like at the end, like they're like, oh, one of them's pregnant.
Probably.
Yeah. Probably pregnant. It ran away.
Is one of the sharks in this movie from the first movie? You have to kill the shark in the first movie, right?
They killed it. And then in this one they just had another shark.
Okay.
They were like keeping it as like a pet.
These were different sharks.
Then when they went in the trench, there was more sharks, and the Meg that they had as a pet was being a rebellious teenager, fucking escaped the house and then was having a threesome with 2 other sharks, and then for some reason started attacking Thailand beachgoers.
Mind you, they scanned the entire trench, prior to this movie taking place, and there were no Megs underneath after they killed the one. But yeah, in this one, they didn't. Apparently, they weren't thorough enough.
Again, you and your tiny brains.
Well, now that I'm thinking about the shark polycule, I'm kind of down.
Yeah,
but
see? You're over here complaining about other things. There was some cool shit. There's sharks having sex.
Like a lot.
With multiple partners.
Yeah. Segue that.
Yeah.
Shark Week was last month.
And this month we have Theater Camp is a film written, directed, and produced by Nick Lieberman and Molly Gordon. Lieberman is new to me, but he's coming out with a bang with this. Molly Gordon played Rebecca Diane in this film. And I might be easy to impress, but you give me 2 names together with a hyphen, and it's just funny to me if you're trying to do like a pretentious character. And it is also written by Noah Galvin, who did the bit at the end, and Nick Platt of Dear Evan Hansen fame. They all worked on the script and the movie. I guess easiest way to describe this would be like a Christopher Guest style mockumentary. If you want to go pleb tier, I would say like the single cam style is very Office adjacent, in terms of how it's shot. Somewhat add in a little pinch of the producers, because you kind of see people like working on a musical in like the first chunk of the movie, and then at the end they show it to you. It's not a musical though. It's like a backdoored musical. There's a bunch of theater kids running wild. It opens with, you know what? She's just going to be Jerry Blank to me. She's always going to be Jerry Blank to me. I don't care. And so it's like pretty much in the first couple minutes, I'm like, all right, we got
Amy Sedaris.
Jerry Blank in a Spinal Tap movie about like theater kids. All right, let's see how this unveils. And like immediately she's out of the film
In a coma. Yeah.
and like it's just a whirlwind after that. So the premise is she was like a fundraiser for this. There's a theater camp. They send these kids to this camp over the summers, and they
Hit him with a name. Adirondacks.
There we go. Adirondacks theater camp for kids doing theater. And it's a struggling place, but now Strangers with Candy is in a coma, and her son, who's like this YouTube finance guy, and they do a pretty good job. This is a double redemption arc, and I'm going to couch that for a second and come back to it. Anywho, he's like her son, and he's taking over the camp, and he's just kind of butting heads like the finance side with the artistic side, because obviously all the counselors and stuff are like old guard musical theater people, so they're kind of groaning and putting up with his nonsense, and his nonsense is butting heads with all the kids who are very much not on the page with him. And long story short, they have to kind of save the camp, which is in financial peril, from this yuppie camp that's like neighboring to them. So it's a fairly bare bones plot, but it all it serves this purpose of just like heavily improvised or seemingly improvised, like dialogue and character interactions, and all. This is the funniest movie I've seen all year. I say with a certain degree of confidence.
Do you recall offhand what it would be up against this year?
It's kind of like Fool's Paradise, and then it's like stuff like Dungeons and Dragons or Guardians 3.
Yeah,
and then there's like, I was like, I don't like comedies anymore. Like I was just committed to that bit because I was watching shit like Joyride and that what was that one?
Date My Son movie.
Yeah, the Date My Son movies, and it turns out.
Oh, No Hard Feelings.
No Hard Feelings. There you go, with Jennifer Lawrence. Jennifer Lawrence being crude.
And
the
even
movie.
that Julia Louis-Dreyfus movie.
Yeah, even when they go brainy, it's boring.
Yeah.
I've been sitting through insufferable comedy after insufferable comedy, and I was like, I don't like comedies. And then I watched this movie, and I'm like laughing the entire goddamn time, LOLing, if you will, in the theater. And I was like, oh no, I do. They just have to be funny.
yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I guess this style of comedy is always going to kind of work, right? the mockumentary style, when done right, is like always funny. Theater people writing about theater stuff is fucking hilarious. And I realize it's because that's like all they know. When you see theater people try to do, we're going to put a punk rock character in our play, it's like, because they don't know anything else outside of that world. But they know that world so well that when they want to talk about it, it's like, I'm in. You've conveyed this feeling to me,
Yeah, I was fortunate enough to have theater people in the theater with me, and they were dying at all like the inside stuff, and it landed extremely well with them.
Our theater killed too. It was like, there's maybe a smattering of like couples who are in there with us, but they were on the jokes. And I don't think they get like too inside. I'm sure there's like Easter eggs if you're like,
there's like little things cut. I noticed that they were laughing way harder at than I was. I was like, okay, that's probably because this is a bit more advanced than what I'm familiar with theater.
Yeah, but I think the movie does a great job of, I don't know, having like a universality or pedestrianness.
I was still laughing.
Yeah. Yeah, so I don't know. This one was a surprise joy. I had joy. I experienced joy during this film. I was walking out like with a smile on my face. I could say that unironically. And it's because all the post-credit stuff is very funny. Like while I was watching this movie, I was like, this is like the best editing I've seen in a movie this year. The jokes cut off sharp. Like, I'm sure there's a ton of material that they just kind of cut down to just have the meatiest of it. All the kids are hilarious interacting with each other. And it's kind of a generic plot, right? Like, save the camp from the yuppies. Yeah. Save thing. We need money, me for thing to save.
Underdogs.
Yes. We are the outsider weirdos who are trying to get bought out by rich guys. We're going to beat it.
Fuck those rich kids across the lake. Yeah.
And I think because it's theater people, they're like, we're going to end it on a musical number.
Yeah.
And it ends.
Yes.
And they wrap up the plot, which is like, they got enough money to save the thing, and the lady came out of the coma, and this thread gets tied up, and that thread gets tied up. If you're watching, the superhero movies, like, they have the big action fight, and then there's 15 more minutes where it's like, well, we did the fight.
Let's cut to an orange grove where somebody's walking and have them have a conversation.
I guess it was good that we didn't get married after all, which was the point of this movie. Yes, it was. No, this is fucking like, they give you a musical number, and then it just, all those loose threads, which you knew how they're going to get tied up. It's not like a suspense movie, They wrap it up in post. Just, good writing, like smart word choices and stuff. So when you leave the theater, you are still laughing because they saved these like great jokes for the post.
I wasn't sure if there was going to be like an actual performance
Right.
shown. That you got to see like little snippets here and there, like what they're working on during the movie. Just kind of incidentally as they're going about showing the day-to-day and the trouble that they're in financially and whatnot. And then when you get to see it all in the end, it's so cool.
They pull it together.
Yeah, like all the little stuff that they've been talking about, like you get to see it all play out. And
even that improvised finale, that was improvised because Rebecca Diane has taken a job on a cruise ship, so she's been off away from camp, not working on the finale for the musical. And so when her collaborator calls her on that, she just gets up on stage and just kind of wings it. And then the whole crew, including like the person that carries the most amount of weight throughout I forget that character's name, but it's just like he's kind of like the utilitarian that helps with the tech, helps with everything.
Noah Galvin is the actor, but
the character's name is also Noah. Yeah. So Noah, steps in to take her crappy improvised finale,
which is so fucking funny that like it's an adult playing in like a kid's play.
Yeah.
But like in the context of the movie, it's like great.
But also like my understanding of the narrative too is help take her finale and actually like flesh it out too. Yeah. So yeah, it was cool.
And it's so smart. You spend this movie like talking about what a disaster this musical is going to be, and then you show the musical. it's like yeah, if you hype it up, it's not going to be great. But if you just say it's going to be a disaster, you're waiting for a train wreck, and then it like ends up being like super entertaining and funny.
I like seeing these kids. They're really talented.
Yeah.
And I love that they know the way that they're talented, which is like musical theater kids, but they're just doing what they do really well.
Yeah.
It's just really nice to see. Like, here's some kids doing what they do, and it is funny and it's real.
Right.
For them. Like, this is just, it seems a lot like they just picked out these kids and they were like, play yourself, just say these lines.
But it's like if you were like, watch these kids act really well, you wouldn't care. But if it's like, watch these kids play characters that are acting. It's like that's a different level to it.
Yeah.
You gotta, and I think our star at least, Alexander Bello, who was in that John Mulaney Sack Lunch Kids special, which I don't think enough people watched to
Watch
my liking.
that.
And he's such a standout in that. And then of course he's in this and just crushing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, good shout out to child talent. But we have to give it up to the adults too. I mentioned a redemption arc. You got two. You got poor Evan Hansen. That guy, Nick Platt, right? Because have you seen the Dear Evan Hansen movie?
No, I haven't.
Or the play.
Dylan was memeing the movie pretty heavy, and eventually I caved and watched it. And it's like
2.5 hours of.
there's a
2.5 hours.
There's
Pure.
a lot. So it's a play, and he plays the teenager in the play, which has been running for a long time.
Sure.
He's the co-counselor, the main one besides Rebecca Diane. But anyways, he is playing a high school student in Dear Evan Hansen, and this movie came out like last year. So yes,
Interesting choice.
Yes, and like there's endless the beach that makes you old style memes built around Dear Evan Hansen being super awkward to look at. I'm like, okay, yeah, I get it. It's an old guy playing a teenager, but bro, watch this fucking movie.
Okay.
Not at any point are you like, oh, there's a high school student. I'm immersed. It's like, bro, shut up. Like every second he's on screen. Then he got railed for it. It was very much a like, what do they call that? The EGOT thing where you're like, you want to get the Oscar. And so this is like a very Oscar bait movie because he played the lead in the play and like it like just completely backfired. Wow. Fucked him up. So this is a huge redemption arc because he's incredible in this movie. He's so good. And it's because he's playing a, theater kid, which is what he is. And
what he's
like
built for, an
adult male theater performer. And so this is a great performance. And also got to give it up to Jimmy Tatro, who played Troy, the very like YouTube finance guy. He played young Bert Kreischer in The Machine.
Shut up.
I swear you didn't pick that up? Let it sink in.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, when he was over in Russia, the Russian scenes on the train. Okay, yes, you are correct.
And so he's in this these two guys in these very unfortunate films just delivering in this movie, and they get to be like, they're at the top of my list now.
Funniest shit was his shorts that just say on one leg "let's" and the other one "build."
So good.
So good.
No, and this is, I think, the way you do like a douchey character, right?
Yeah.
It's very easy to be just like, or like, what was that guy in the what was that movie where the Italians exist? The movie was Robert De Niro in it about my father.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There's like a douchebag guy in that movie, and it's very much like cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, sex, do cocaine, you know, and it's like, all right, we get it. But this is like, he's like a quote unquote douchey guy, but he just has like, he has a good heart. You could tell he's just like from a different world and just has like a different priorities. He's not like a dick. Because if you go so far with that, like douchebag guy, first of all, it becomes cliche, and secondly, it's like I don't want to look at this. Don't make this person on screen. And it just turns into caricature. But they actually managed to give this guy kind of like some heart and like an arc, and he finds his place in it. And again, just a slam dunk redemption for a star.
For somebody that had to watch a YouTube video on what being repossessed is.
So good.
That rule.
If you want to watch that guy be like play a douche, you should watch The Bros of Semi Valley.
What the fuck is that?
It's a show.
That sounds awesome.
It's like him and like 3 other dudes. And I hate to call them like YouTuber guys, but I think they're like kind of YouTuber guys, not really. But like they're just bros, and they're just like, "What's up, bro?" But they're like being caricatures. Like I think he has like a soul patch in that show. So if you wanted to see him play an actual like bro-y guy, but in this movie he's like, you're saying, like he's very like down to earth, level-headed person. Yeah,
just enthusiastic.
Yeah.
One of my favorite parts in the movie, the kids are all doing their like they're auditioning. They're all doing different like songs and stuff. The Troy guy, his character, he's on the panel and he's like watching him do all these musical songs. He's obviously not getting it. Totally tuned out. Then one of the kids comes on and he starts singing a Post Malone song, and he gets super hyped.
He goes up to the front of the stage and starts like moshing and shit.
Singing along with them and like Millie rocking and everything. It's like, yeah, I don't know. The performance is just very, very genuine and enthusiastic, and it also like shows like he's an outsider, but he's trying. He's there. He just doesn't, relate to their world. They ostracize him. They give him the "you will never sit with us" kind of speech. But again, it's well rounded. It's not mustache twirling evil caricature.
Sorry, the Evan Hansen guy.
Yes.
His name is Angelo in the movie.
I believe if you say so.
Yeah, I just don't remember that happening ever. And then the tech guy, his name is Glenn.
Glenn. Okay, played by Noah. Got it. Yeah.
It's amazing to me that they actually wrote music, like original music for the musical in this movie.
Because it's not crazy. It's not like a central theme. It's not like this is a musical and every like 5 minutes you hear a song. You basically hear no music until like the last 10 minutes where they're watching the play that they've been writing the whole time.
Yeah. I just think the music is like, this sounds so professional. Like, do you guys write music?
Because they're all like Tony winners and shit, like Broadway people.
It's so funny because you kind of don't expect that from the movie,
Yeah.
It's just like a comedy. And then at the end, it's like, oh, there's a whole musical in here.
Yeah.
That's the crazy thing too is, one of the more hyped movies of the year was Asteroid City, where it's like a play is being written within a movie.
Yeah.
And it just didn't work. Whereas like this is just like, theater kids are writing a musical within a movie and it rocks. So yeah, it's a interesting noting that dichotomy,
Yeah, there's an exuberance throughout the film. I don't know. I feel like I was really like I should have been a theater kid in some other world, Like I would have been. I could have been so much more loud and annoying. I'm pretty annoying, but bro, imagine I'm just fucking singing show tunes like in a fucking Sparrows. It would be so fucking obnoxious.
I still want to do. Do you think we can still do it?
No, it's too late. We dedicated ourselves to joyless endeavors.
Dumbasses,
idiots. Oh, and the best part of the only thing I really like about like hardcore or punk music or whatever is just being like a gossip and being like super catty. Like that's easily my favorite part of it. But it's like, bro, that's all you get to do in theater. It's just like
I was jealous.
She thinks she can do that. She is not like. Oh my God! I could have been so much more catty.
Yeah,
could have been such bigger of a gossip.
Like 2.5 hours ago, I was furious at all of you. I'm past it now.
Yes. Oh, be a drama queen, bro. The level of drama queen I could have been, and if I was like starring in Les Mis or like trying to be in Les Mis or knowing what Les Mis is, like when I was like 16, instead of fucking going to the worst shows, I blew it. And this movie you just get to look across the fence and just dream.
Yeah, this movie makes the audience jealous of theater kids.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
It's true. I did feel like there's a lot of movies that are like camp movies, kids in camp movies, but this is the first time I'd seen one where I was like, I wish I'd gone to camp.
Yeah, right? Yeah, it's not just like bugs and drinking beer. And
it was cool.
I'm stoked to see, I don't want to butcher her name, but Ao is the girl that does the combat.
The fake t-shirt.
And she plays April O'Neil in TMNT.
Yes, 2 movies. 2 movies in 1 week.
She dropped the bear this year, season 2 this year too. Where she plays a really prominent role in it. So
no, glad to see her in those 2 movies.
She's so fucking funny in this movie because she's sort of like our view into those worlds because she's like
she lied to get in.
Yeah, she's just like, I'm here for a paycheck. If you're not like a dyed-in-the-wool theater person, this is your into this world. And she's just kind of reacting the way the casual civilian viewer would react. And it's like, of course, like again, it's just well crafted because you need to have that character in this kind of movie.
What is she teaching? Combat something?
Stage combat.
And then she's like.
What's
the legal term? Because they're all like making this fucking crazy like definition.
Poetic.
Yeah.
It's tricking the audience into thinking they aren't tricked or some like thing like that. She goes, no. I need like a legal definition of stage combat.
You're teaching us how to fight.
Oh, okay.
And then they smack each other, and then they're like, "Oh, no, stage combat."
That was a great scene amongst many. Oh my God!
And then they make the kids do the mask thing. They're like, "You're dating a basketball player who's constantly cheating on you,
dude. Now you're canceled. Now you're back on."
And they're like just dancing randomly.
And like, we're hyping this movie up, but there's like really smart like mechanics involved in terms of like pacing and like how much kids to use because they're not. if you're adverse to child actors, I think you're safe in this movie because
Yeah.
they're peppered in all around. This is just such like a well-crafted product. Just pacing and story and everything is just in the right amount.
Plus,
to, like,
every line they give a kid kills.
brilliant. And again, I have no problem believing there was like 10 that flopped.
Sure.
But you keep the one that kills. And
Yeah.
it's like, yes, this is, again, just really smart people behind this one. So needless to say, theater camp. Are we going to enlist? Or are we going to take up archery or something? I'm going to enlist. I have it an easy comedy of the year. This is going to be one of my favorites of the year, I think. This is a really, very, very standout film. And I'm enthusiastically recommending it.
Yeah, same. I wish I could have gone to camp. It's really funny. It was a surprise to me because I didn't know anything about it. I never heard anything about it.
I think the trailers for it don't. I don't know how you sell this movie to people.
Yeah, it's kind of weird because I saw the trailer after we watched the movie. It's funnier than the trailer looks.
Yeah.
It's more of a good time than the trailer looks. And the trailer's not bad.
I just thought this was like going to be some retro kind of thing or something. I thought I was not, because I saw the trailer before and I was just like, this movie. And even like when we were watching it, it was just like, you want to go today? Whatever. It's a movie. We got to watch all the movies. We're going to the movie, not thinking a single thing about it.
Mm-hmm.
Little do I know, Jerry Blank's just in there holding it down like right out the gate.
The description that was in the app is very bad. I mean, like, and letting you know that it's supposed to be a comedy. Like,
Right.
it's like a struggling theater camp for children needs to find a way to keep the doors open for these outcast children. It's like, oh, geez. And then it's totally, I mean, that is technically what happens, but it's a bad description.
Yeah, it would have killed them to say, and oh, it's a comedy about this,
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Yeah. This is probably the sleeper of the year, because I wasn't going to go see it. And then Colin texted me saying, hey, I went and saw this movie. I loved it. It was hilarious. Try to watch it before we record. I'm like, all right, I'm just going right now. I left within half an hour. And yeah, I'm really glad I did because that was something else. And then being able to watch it in a movie theater with theater kids all around me was the best. I mean, we had people in there snapping, during
That's
parts.
some different shit. We didn't get that.
Yeah, it
Our
was cool.
audience
We had
was
like
grown.
adult artists.
Yes.
Yeah, this one, I'd call it for 2023. This is an essential movie. You got to see it.
Yeah, I liked it. I thought it was funny. I did see some promo stuff on social media stuff that everyone in this room doesn't use. But I was pleasantly surprised because of the Dear Evan Hansen guy. So I was like, once I figured out it was him, because I didn't recognize him with the beard and all those commercials. Once I realized it was that guy, I was like, might be fucking weird. But I was like, oh no, he's good. He did redeem himself. I wonder if his dad has anything to do with the producing though.
Again, just kids, like, theater people should do theater people stuff.
Yeah, no, I wasn't mad at any of that.
Who's his dad?
His dad's the one I think is why Dear Evan Hansen the movie exists.
Oh, okay. So
And why he's
forced
like-
it into existence.
Yeah.
I guess this was a short before it was a movie.
Theater
It
camp?
is?
Yeah, that's what I heard. Or what I read on IMDb.
In the credits.
But anyway, I did like the movie. It was really funny. I was surprised. I never really chuckle a lot in a theater or react unless it's scare, because I get scared easily. But I did laugh. So if you want to laugh at this movie.
Yeah, this was like really nonstop LOLs for me. Probably like, yeah, once every 45 seconds average or something like that. Like it's impressive.
It's one of those movies where I think you probably missed some jokes too because you were laughing. So when you rewatch
Yeah.
it, you're gonna go, "Oh my god, I missed that part. That's great."
Were you laughing? Because I laughed when because they're doing cats. Like that's one of the things.
they-
So
But
funny.
then like sprinkled in throughout the movie, like Mr. Mistopheles, like,
Yes.
just like words like that.
You
yeah,
say-
that's like
said.
issues with the Cats production.
Yeah, if
so
you
good.
say if you just say Mr. Mistopheles in basically any context, I will laugh.
Yeah, I was laughing, and I was like, there was just one family behind me, and I'm wondering to myself, like, do they know, like, what that is to me?
Cats lore.
Because I'm laughing in my chair alone, and they're probably like, this guy knows what cats is.
Honestly, this movie gave me the strength to come out as a heterosexual male. And I think any movie that's empowering like that.
I'm proud of you.
So funny.
We always knew.
Yeah.
We always knew.
So good. And then he's playing football and they give him shit for it.
Is that what it looks like?
We're supposed to be manifesting. It's a full moon.
I was just sticking up for the camp.
I even looked up the soundtrack afterward because I really like the end song, the finale.
It is really good.
The Snapple and the kid looking down song?
Yeah.
Okay.
Camp isn't home.
So it's available?
Yeah.
Oh my God. My week just got better.
Hey, Brent, you got a game for us?
We're going to go back to a classic and play the Maltin Game this week. And in the wake of Comic-Con and seeing TMNT, this week's theme is comic book movies that most people probably don't know are comic book movies. So I think all three of you stand a good chance at doing well in this game.
Hey, I got on that subject. Did you know where you have a comic book movie next week?
Which one?
Shortcomings.
Shortcomings.
It's based on a
Good
graphic
point.
novel from Adrian Tomine. So, hey.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn. I didn't know we had short. What the hell?
Technically, it's in theaters right now,
yeah.
but I
Oh,
don't think
wow.
we've got a.
It has really, really weird showtimes.
Yeah, that just goes to show that
Damn, I didn't.
comic book movies, not commonly known as comic book movies, are they're still happening. Yeah.
Yep. And a lot of them existed before the Marvel explosion.
Yes.
Like quite a lot of them. So we'll start in 2005. You have 9 actors to choose from on this one. And the description is as follows. Your main character, an exorcist who's actually been to hell. After 2 hours of this laborious twaddle, we know how he must feel. Dreary, to put it mildly, elaborate special effects, and no compensation. Based on the DC Comics Vertigo Hellblazer graphic novels. Shot in Super 35.
Oh wait, what's the rating? So we can. This isn't going to work for the viewers at home, but you're going to see steam rise off of Justine's head.
Yeah. Okay, Justine, this one. He didn't even give it a star rating. He called it a bomb.
What?
Damn.
There's actually smoke emitting
She
from
is
Justine's
red.
ears.
Hey,
Her head has
don't kill the
turned-
messenger. Ow!
Her head has turned into a train
Wow.
whistle. It's crazy.
Her whole body became a thermometer, and she is like, it's like at the very top.
Guess I won't need use of that arm tomorrow anyway.
Now, before we get into it, tell them about Constantine, because I'm in line with you on this one. I agree 100%, but I think you're the best prophet of this film.
I don't know. This film was great. It's not even really like the Hellblazer comics, but it's just like its
Right.
own thing. And I was really frustrated when people were mad at it or like they didn't like it. It doesn't make any sense why you wouldn't like it. It has everything you want. Everything you want.
I agree. This is like a very good movie.
Yeah.
Maybe not good. It's pretty silly. Like who plays? Well,
This is where the game comes in.
yeah. When you get to like the devil, when he comes out, it's a little bit heavy-handed. Like I'm sure there's stuff that isn't like quote unquote good movie friendly. I don't think A24 is going to distribute this one, but it is still, it really holds up well to multiple viewings, decades after the fact. So yeah, this is a good one. I got 3. What can you do?
I can't do more than that.
Ooh.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can only got 1.
All right, Mr. 3, hit us.
It's Constantine.
Yes.
The devil.
No, it's Constantine the film. It's got Keanu Reeves.
Of course.
It's got Tilda Swinton,
Yes,
and it's got Shia LaBeouf.
you are correct.
Oh, I could not think of him.
And who plays the devil?
Is it Gavin Rossdale from Bush?
No.
No.
Oh my!
Oh.
Now I'm remembering the whole movie.
Of course, and he plays.
Rachel Weisz. You didn't get her.
No, I don't know. I don't
Yeah,
know
Rachel Weisz is in there. Tilda Swinton, Shia LaBeouf, Digimon Hansu.
Jaimin Hansu.
Jaimin Hansu, okay. Max Baker, Pruitt, Taylor, Vince, Gavin Rossdale, Peter Stormare. That's who's listed.
That might be him.
Yeah. He just plays an old guy. Bro, watch Constantine. It's like, it's kind of great. Jaimin Hansu is the Haitian man.
Yeah, he's Papa Midnight.
Yeah.
Such a good movie. Also, such a great comic.
We're going to stay in 2005. Another comic book movie that you don't know is a comic book movie. You have 7 actors to choose from. The description is Soft-spoken man who runs a small-town luncheonette is suddenly confronted by two violent strangers and is more than ready to respond. His actions lead to questions and repercussions. Sexually potent, harshly violent story based on the graphic novel by John Wagner and Vince Locke is arresting entertainment that means to hit us right between the eyes and does.
What year did you say this is?
2005.
I have 2 other credits from Vince Locke.
Nice.
I only have 2.
You got 2?
I got 1.
Dylan?
Just one.
Yeah,
Okay.
when you get into like the regular lady zone, I'm in trouble.
All right, Justine, go ahead and give us 2 actors for the win.
It's History of Violence.
It is,
Viggo Mortensen
of course.
and Maria Bello.
You are correct. You also had William Hurt, Ed Harris, Ashton Holmes, Stephen McHattie, and Peter McNeil.
Yeah, the regular. I'm bad with most actors, but when you get into like regular people actors, oh my god, it's abysmal.
Colin, tell everybody who directed it.
A little man by the name of Steven Spielberg. No, it's a Cronenberg movie.
Of course.
And David Locke did the Dead World comics, and he drew all the good Cannibal Corpse album covers.
That's awesome. All right, we're going to skip ahead to 2013. Try this one on for size. 7 actors to choose from. In 2077, Earth's resources have been plundered and its population largely decimated. Your lead and their partner patrol an assigned perimeter from their headquarters on the lookout for scavs and report to a Big Brotherish central command located on a space station. Their memories of life on Earth in better times have been wiped clean, but your lead has flashbacks that cause him to question the status quo. Intriguing, if unoriginal, science fiction premise from the same director's graphic novel becomes more obvious as it heads toward a less than startling conclusion. Never boring, thanks to outstanding production design by Darren Guilford and solid performances from its highly attractive stars.
What year is this?
This is 2013.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I might be thinking it's a different movie. The more you explained it, the more it sounded way different.
Yeah,
I
honestly,
was like, wait a minute. This isn't what I think it is.
it might. I think it is what you think it is because reading that, I was like, wait, it doesn't really.
No, it's like 2013. Okay. 2077. Okay. And then made no sense after that.
Right.
I was like, wait a minute.
Does anybody have it?
I don't even know if it's the right movie anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, is it Judge Dredd?
This is
Like,
2013.
Is it? I mean, Dredd.
Yeah, it's a Dread by itself.
No, okay.
No,
I'm
that's what I
fucking
thought
up.
it was.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Again, this is a little bit trickier, and I presume some people might not get some of these because this one I did not know was a graphic novel.
Yeah.
Let me see it real quick.
Here you go.
I might need you to explain the whole thing again because, like,
Yeah.
I thought it was Dread,
Yeah, there's no space station in Dredd.
and there's no like remembrance of the Earth before.
Yeah, think about the last thing I said about like solid performances from its highly attractive stars.
There's also like some fucking Total Recall in this mess, which
Yeah, that could also
Doesn't
be
make any
fucking
sense.
Spirit of Vengeance right there. Not really. I just like that movie a lot.
Nicolas Cage and Eva Mendes. I have 2. Nicolas Cage and Eva Mendes.
Nah, not Spirit of Vengeance. She's not in that one,
Oh, who'd they get for the second one?
lady.
A lady.
But let's not distract ourselves here. 2077. A Luncheon man gets killed.
A luncheonette.
Yeah.
No. In 2077, Earth's resources have been plundered and its population largely decimated. Your lead actor and partner patrol an assigned perimeter from their headquarters on the lookout for scavs and report to a Big Brotherish central command located on a space station. Their memories of life on Earth in better times have been wiped clean, but your lead has flashbacks that cause him to question the status quo. Intriguing, if unoriginal science fiction premise from a director who also wrote the graphic novel becomes more obvious as it heads toward a less than startling conclusion. Never boring, thanks to outstanding production design by Darren Guilford and solid performances from its highly attractive stars.
Isn't this some shit like Elysium?
You're getting in the right territory, but
Yeah,
it's not
like
that.
Adolescence. Live, Die, Repeat. Minority
Tom Cruise movie.
Minority Report. Just 'cause Johnny Mnemonic.
Dylan,
Yeah.
you're getting hot.
Oh man,
Ready Player One?
No.
that's
That was
way
a book.
later.
Book. And probably way later.
2013.
You mentioned somebody.
I know. Now I know.
You got it?
I
Okay.
cannot think of a fucking movie though.
Yeah.
Elysium was a movie, right? And
That's
it's
the
like,
name I was trying to
the
think
rich
of.
people live in the beautiful land, and you people are down here. I believe we can go to the beautiful land. You can't.
PG-13 movie, if that helps.
It does not.
Okay.
27.
They let a fucking comic writer do a goddamn movie.
They
You know what?
directed
You're
it.
ready, kid. We like your fucking layouts. You inked the shit out of that one. Go.
Oh, dude, I cannot think of anything 2013.
Was that movie any good, Elysium? I'm Matt Damon. I'm going to go into where the rich people are. No, you won't. You're going to be a maze runner for life. What?
Maze Runner.
Yeah.
Combining.
It was
all
like in
the
that
other
era.
things.
I can say that Dylan has named the lead.
God damn it. I got the lead. If no one else gets it, that's a point for me. And
That's true.
Who's your lead? You
He
can have
stumbled
it.
into it.
Yeah.
I want to see if I can guess it, though. Who do you say was the lead?
Tom Cruise.
Tom
Yeah.
Cruise? It's not Live, Die, Repeat?
No.
That's what I thought. Like that movie where he keeps
Yeah.
getting killed, but he's like in training. Tom Cruise is a lead in
Yeah.
2077. Fuck.
I'm going to give you another actor, Morgan Freeman.
Bro, what is this fucking movie?
Yeah, this
It's
sounds bad.
Oblivion.
Oblivion.
You never saw
Dog.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I was thinking it was the Morgan Freeman movie where he curves the bullet.
Wanted?
Oh, yeah.
2013 was peak teen dystopia, right?
Oblivion?
Teen dystopian
Yeah, so
futures.
this is Joseph Kaczynski, who is not really a figure in comics that I'm
Yeah.
aware of. So
Fuck, that was all new one to me.
it fits the theme.
You
of just
truly,
like,
you truly got it. You nailed this one.
Not only did you not know it was a comic book movie,
Yeah,
you
you
did not
didn't
know
know
it
the
was a
movie.
movie.
Right. I didn't know it was a movie in the first place. Yeah.
Was it a good movie? Was it good? Yeah.
I agree with Malton's assessment here.
I fuck with Cruise doing sci-fi.
Yeah. I'm gonna take us back to the OOs, the aughts. 2006. You have 9 characters to choose from. The description is ambitious film about a man in 3 different time frames: 16th century Spain, the modern day, and the 26th century, who seeks to understand the essence of life. The contemporary research scientist is driven to cure his wife, whose life is ebbing away from cancer. Sincere but overwrought New Age drama, mixing science fiction and soap opera, will elicit a wide range of opinion. An ultimate epiphany is the kind of thing might work in a novel, but doesn't play well on screen. Written by the director. We have discussed this film recently. It was an option in the tagline game.
God damn it!
What year did you say this
This is
is?
2006.
Okay. No, that throws me off now.
It's the one they make fun of in Rick and Morty, right? Sometimes the big true, also the little true, or what? Tree of Life or some shit.
I thought it was Assassin's Creed at first. And I was like, that's a video game. That ain't no comic.
If I just missed the assignment.
Yeah.
What's the movie?
Cloud Atlas?
Cloud Atlas.
God
No.
damn.
No?
Oh, okay.
Oh, then fuck me. I was gonna say no way.
It's just
Cloud
this is
Atlas
an
was a-
unconventional comic book writer, known more as a director. I will give you the company that issued the graphic novel, Vertigo. This is it again. This is a well-known director. And Colin said, "What the fuck is that movie?" when I brought it up during the tagline game, and Justine knew it.
Ooh, and
So
Justine,
you have said the title of this film.
She has said
And
the
Justine-
title within the past 3 weeks.
and
probably.
she's listened to it multiple times.
Yeah, and she
Since
edited
then.
it.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, I haven't got to that.
Yeah. Okay. got it.
Fireball, Firebird, Fire, Fame, Family Man, Family Guy.
Is it Family Guy the movie? Is that Family Guy the movie? The
Fast and
adaptation of the
Yeah,
Vertigo.
technically it was an ash can at first, so yeah, it's a
'cause-
comic book
well,
movie.
Vertigo
Yeah.
did their own run of Family Guy comics.
Yeah,
I
and it was like
Can
really
you
dark and
imagine?
gritty.
My God.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
We talk about the fountain.
Yes, we are.
Oh, okay.
We are talking. This is the fountain. You got any of the actors?
No.
Okay, so you got Hugh Jackman, Rachel Weisz again, Ellen Burstyn, Cliff Curtis, Mark Margolis. Then Yeah, just a bunch of. Oh, it's a lot of the same people, and then Ethan Suplee is in it as well.
Like I kept thinking Keanu Reeves, and no, that's the Lake House one. Right?
Yeah.
What's the fountain? What is the
I
fountain?
like the Lake House, man. That was a good movie.
We watched that.
Is that one of the answers? The Lake House?
No.
We watched that Cloud Atlas one recently. That was.
I read it.
I like that movie.
I read it because there was that joke
Yeah.
in Rick and Morty, and I was like, I keep hearing about Cloud Atlas.
Yeah.
I'm gonna read Cloud Atlas, and then we watched it after too.
Yes. And I was like, I'm not gonna read
The
Cloud Atlas.
movie
I'll watch
makes
it.
zero sense.
Yeah, I know. It's so cool.
The book is so long.
There's like 5 different movies in that movie. It's so
Yeah.
long.
And it's boring.
Yeah. It's great. You guys see Cloud Atlas?
I
No.
considered it during the pandemic. Then I looked at the runtime, and even though I wasn't doing a goddamn thing, I
It
still
was
said
still too much.
too long.
I'm not gonna say I regret my decision. Cloud Atlas kind of slaps.
All right, talk about a redemption arc. Let's go back to 2013, see if you got this. Dylan, I like your odds here. This one has 10 actors in it. The description is as follows. Your lead is an obnoxious, hard-drinking executive with a talent for making enemies. This leads to his mysterious incarceration in a small, windowless motel room for 2 decades. Food is delivered under the door, and his actions monitored at every turn by person or persons unseen. When he finally gets out, all hell breaks loose in this violent U.S. remake of Korean Chan-wook Park's 2003 Bloodfest. Unfortunately, the director isn't up to the task. Whatever qualities the original possessed are lost in this unintelligible rendering of the brutal tale.
I might have 3.
Yeah.
Oh, I got like title.
Yeah.
Can I guess the title? Does it start with the letter O?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
it does.
That's all he needed.
That's
Well,
all. That's
he's
all I
fine.
got, and I've never seen the film, so
Say it.
it's Old Boy.
Oh, yeah, it's Old Boy. It's a funny one. It has Samuel L. Jackson.
You're correct.
That's These are the 2 names that I cannot. It's Palm something. It's Mantis. She's in it. Mantis is in the film, but her name is like something I cannot remember. And I'm not gonna go past that. I'll just keep it as Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah, you got
And
it
then Spike
anyway.
Lee.
Yeah, Spike Lee directed. Yeah. So your lead is Josh Brolin.
Yeah, Brolin. See, I thought Matt Brolin, and I was like, I'll just leave it at I just won't say anything.
Yeah, yeah. Elizabeth Olsen, Charlton Copley, Samuel L. Jackson, Michael Imperioli is in it, Max Casella, Linda Emond, James Remy Malek,
Okay.
and then Hannah Simone.
She's not even credited.
She's not
Dang.
credited at all.
She hadn't made it yet.
That's true.
2 MCUers.
Yeah. Is that movie good? Old Boy?
The 13?
Yeah.
No.
Really?
I mean, I liked it because it was like so. I like the OGs a lot.
How'd they get Spike Lee to do that? One for me, one for you.
I'm
or
sure,
something
but
like
what? Like, I don't even remember what Spike Lee. Oh no, there's that one Netflix movie he did.
that? Yeah.
That's like a weird one too. I just remember no one liked it, and like YouTube critics were just so fucking mad.
Yeah.
That's all I remember. I think if you didn't know what the OG one was, you'd probably just be like, "The fuck is happening in this movie?"
That's a good point.
So good.
Was it a manga originally or a?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. 2008 is the year of your next movie. You have 9 actors to choose from. Nebushi Office Drone is suddenly and dramatically recruited to join a secret society of assassins led by another actor after his father, who was part of the team, is killed. Flamboyant, in-your-face, action-filled, and innovative visual flourishes from Russian director Blankety Blank in his Hollywood debut. Ace high action thriller never runs out of steam, based on the comic books by Mark Millar and J.G. Jones.
Shit, I might have the title.
I will say this. You, I believe, said the title during this round already as a joke.
Wait, oh god
Oh,
damn it.
is it because I? Oh,
You might have said it. Somebody said it.
Oh,
for
then
sure.
I don't know. You just messed me up. I thought this was Kingsman. Is this Kingsman?
This is not Kingsman. No,
Is this Wanted?
it is.
Okay. Jam. Okay.
You got any actors
That's
for
a
me?
Mark Millar comic? That's crazy.
Chris Pratt. Is that Chris Pratt or is that the other
And
movie?
Angelina Jolie's in this.
Correct.
One. That's like the big
Yeah.
one.
Yep.
But is Chris Pratt really in this movie or is that a different
Not
movie?
listed.
Damn.
Okay, so for
Yeah, Morgan
Wanted,
Freeman.
you've got you do have Morgan Freeman, yeah. James McAvoy, Angelina Jolie, Terrence Stamp, Thomas Kretschmann, Common is in it. And that's it in terms of like names that people would recognize.
I got fucking washed on this one.
All right, let's see if you can get this one. 2002. One of your favorite actors is in this, by the way. 10 actors to choose from. A Midwestern hitman finds himself in an untenable situation with his surrogate father, a powerful underworld boss, and flees to Chicago with his wide-eyed 12-year-old son during the depths of the Great Depression. A good yarn played out on a grand scale with dynamic performances, impressive production design by Dennis Gassner, Oscar-winning cinematography by Conrad L. Hall, and the emotional pull of a story about fathers and sons, further enhanced by Thomas Newman's beautiful score, screenplay by David Self from the graphic novel by Max Allan Collins, illustrated by Richard Piers Rayner. 2002.
Yeah, okay. You figured out how to trump everyone. I did not.
Yeah, it's a rough one. I did not know that this was
Great Depression. Gangs of New York.
I mean, it's like it's regarded it's regarded in that echelon.
I didn't even know those comic artists, man. I'm out.
Yeah.
They're all stumped.
Yeah, I don't know.
What you got?
So this movie is Road to Perdition,
Fuck.
directed by Sam Mendes. You've also got Paul Newman, Jude Law, Jennifer Jason Leigh, Stanley Tucci, Daniel Craig. That's it in terms of your notables. We'll do one last one. This is from 1996. You only have 5 actors. That's probably all you'll need. In 2017, the U.S. is run by a fascist dictatorship. Your lead is a bounty hunter and nightclub owner living in a city on the fringe of freedom. Her former lover asks her to help him spirit his wife into Canada to help the rebellion. Lots of gaudy but uninvolving action. Surly, pneumatic lead is no actress, just a 15-year-old boy's fantasy figure. Actually rips off the plot of Casablanca, all in caps. Also available in unrated video version.
Shit. I thought I knew it, but I don't think I do.
1996.
Yeah, I was like, the Postman? The Canadian? What a hell of a long time.
This was
since I've seen
a
The Postman.
Dark Horse comic.
Was it?
I have a wild
Is it British
guess.
based?
I want to
I don't
hear.
think
I want to
so.
hear your wild guess of the Dark Horse comic.
Yeah.
Barbed wire?
Yes.
Fuck.
Oh, God
Oh.
Congratulations.
damn. Hey,
Great performance right there.
what did you
Hold
think
it.
it was?
Fucking nothing. Oh, the Postman.
With Kevin
Literally,
Costner, right?
yeah.
I heard 96 and Woman, and I thought it was The Avenger, the Uma
Yeah,
Thurman
yeah.
movie, and I was like, I don't think that's it.
Yeah, this one for sure. I thought it'd be like one person would get it, and they would only be able to name one person.
Yeah.
Pamela Anderson. Yeah. And then he had Tamira Morrison, Victoria Rowell, Jack Noseworthy, and Steve
Martin.
Railsback. That's a last name.
I feel like this was
The porn.
I thought Barbed Wire was like not based on the movie, but was made as like a pitch for the movie. Like it's a comic and it's a movie, and it's coming out at the same time, and it's Barbed Wire because the character in the comics is just Pamela Anderson.
Yeah, I can see the cover still, where it's definitely her.
Barbed Wire, the cartoon, or just Stripperella?
That's Stripperella, created by
Okay.
Stan Lee.
Yes.
But
never mind.
oddly enough, not based on a graphic novel.
Okay. I did see that, but
Just
it was,
OC.
it was on TV when I was a kid.
Fucking trash animation, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. not
Terrible.
good.
Barbed Wire, I just have the fucking the
Song?
no the with her with the gun with like she had a
the
fucking
cover?
tribal tattoo, bro. It was fucking badass.
Hot?
I think she got the tattoo for the movie too. She's just like, this is gonna be me forever.
She was convinced that this was going to be her breakthrough role, like Batman was for, Keaton or whatever.
I guess so.
Sorry, Pam.
This there was only one breakthrough this year in comics, and that was the Pest, who got to be the clown in Spawn.
That's right.
He got to break through. That movie did it for him. But
Mario.
yeah.
I considered doing Spawn,
Luigi
but then when I got to that entry in the book, we apparently already covered it.
Of course.
All right, Dylan, tell us what we're seeing next.
Unlimited.
Hey everybody, thank you for listening to this week's episode of the Regal Movie Masters Unlimited. This week we got The Last Voyage of Demeter. We go on a boat that's harboring a Dracula. Then we got Jules. This one's got Ben Kingsley and Jane Curtin. Sir Ben Kingsley and just a regular Jane Curtin. A crazy pairing that I'm here for. We also got Shortcomings, which I just found out is actually about the graphic novel. And I'm very excited to see this one. Anyways, everybody, see you at the movies. Bye.